This is where we spill the tea. I mean, we're here.
We're on the Jones Beach Boardwalk.
Oh
Dee
my
Snyder's
God.
calling in.
Wrap it up. We've been hanging out with the hot teas.
The hot teas, by the way, Armies. Hashtag Long Island Life. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the tea, the Long Island tea, where we spill all the tea on why we love being on Long Island. And man, do I ever love being on Long Island right now. Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, you're back.
I'm back.
I'm Sharon.
Yes, thank you. Good to be back,
Cheers,
Sharon.
my partner.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I have been in India.
Yes.
As you guys talked about last week, and as I said, it was a kind of a very quick trip.
Oh my goodness.
I found out within
2 days.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Pretty much less than a week. I'm going to India.
Yep.
And so much anxiety about the whole trip.
Anxiety.
Oh, so much anxiety.
Oh my gosh.
And but I'm back with
back.
a lot of stories to tell. I'm not going to make the whole thing about India because I know people aren't necessarily tuning in for that. But we got to start every show with how you doing.
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus.
I know.
I'm on the
like,
struggle bus.
I was going to say I'm better than you, but I didn't want to say I'm better than you because it's terrible.
No, it's actually hashtag facts.
Well, I mean, you're struggling.
I am on the struggle bus. I'm so glad it's going to be Labor Day weekend so I can catch up. But went to India with a week's notice for a week, over a week.
What was the time difference? 9 hours, right?
It's
9 hours?
literally the complete opposite time frame.
Because you and I were texting at one point, and it was like 10 o'clock here. You're like, good night. I'm like, all right.
Complete opposite time frame, which was so hard. 15-hour flight, 15 and a half hour flight each way.
And straight through?
Direct,
Yeah, I can't-
nonstop.
no,
Thank
I'd have
God,
to stop.
actually, because I don't. God knows where we would have stopped and what that would have looked like.
True.
Great flight, actually. American Airlines. I give kudos to them. So 15-hour flight, and then plus once we got there, literally nonstop.
Yeah.
Oppressive heat. So it was a lot.
What would you say the degrees was?
I don't know because it wasn't even the degrees. It might have been in the 80s or high 80s, but it was just the humidity.
Okay.
Was intense. I was just telling Michael that I took a picture at the Taj Mahal of the halo around the sun that you could actually capture.
Wild.
That has the moisture in the air because it was just like a sweat shower.
Oh, God.
It was.
Because it's like different. Like Vegas, you go out, it's like dry heat. Arizona's dry heat.
Yeah.
So like you don't
so
sweat.
So hot. And remembering that the wardrobe is conservative.
Right.
So
you have to wear sleeves.
You don't wear sleeves, sleeveless,
Right.
and you don't wear so they say anything above the knee, or that's tight, which is basically my entire wardrobe.
I know. I'm like, were you going to go shopping?
I did. I
don't know.
Literally
You did?
at Target the morning of my flight because I had a meltdown.
Target's like fashion these days.
Let me tell you, it is not fashion.
No,
the stuff I
exactly.
bought was not fashion. Because,
But that's what's all on the racks there.
Yeah, it was all Pioneer woman is what it looked like. Or it was Thomas was like, what is this wardrobe that you have? Don't just burn that after this trip. Because he's like, please never wear that outfit or those pants or those sandals again. I'm like, it was so bad. And then I get there, and I mean, for the most part, I mean, women are in beautiful saris, and they were all, they make it look good. But my friend who I met from India, who lives in Manhattan, she's wearing cute spaghetti straps. We went out. I'm like, no one told me.
Wait,
I hate the internet.
I was like, the internet.
I'm like,
so she was allowed?
Yeah, she
was like, no.
Well, she knows, she did it perfectly. She wore the right things during the day, and then at night she would go out, and she's like, no, Kristen, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I look like I don't know, Little House on the Prairie. I'm wearing long.
Where's John Boy? Yeah.
But I was thinking, thank God for my job because I do so many things that I would never ever do in my real life.
Yeah.
Including I'm an introvert. I would probably never leave my house and give speeches and do all that.
Introvert.
You know what I mean? I never, I don't socialize. Everyone's like, I heard you guys saying, oh, let's go to Fire Island on Saturday to staff outing. I'm like, I'm not there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut
you
up.
guys can go.
You guys just
it can be for the company, but I'm not.
that door.
I'm not going to be there. Honest. I don't leave my backyard.
That's true. But you're right. Like you've gone to China.
I know.
So you've had a lot of good experiences.
Yes, and that was also terrifying, and but great, incredible, and I felt very similar about India. You know, their tourism hashtag is #IncredibleIndia.
Wow. Okay.
That's their slogan, and it is. It's like it is incredible. It's amazing, and you get like. It's such an awesome culture. I mean, you get such a cultural experience, and there's so much history there, and it's incredible, and it's so different. In a word, I was thinking about it, trying to figure out how I was going to explain it. In a word, though, like it's a lot for us. It's so different than our culture, which is great. That's why you travel, right? To experience other things and open your mind. But in a word, I was like, I would describe it as just chaos. It is so overwhelming. It's funny because my friend, I went with Suffolk County. The reason I went to India, by the way, is I went with Suffolk County because India is like this huge emerging market, right? And a lot of people are pulling away from China and into India. Like Apple just moved their Apple production of the iPhone there. I just got the international numbers for tourism, where it's like the 4th largest market now from India coming to the United States. So there's just so much opportunity there and business and growing. So it's a really interesting time to get there. And there was this expo for small business happening called MSME. So it was me and Suffolk County Economic Development, the Manufacturing Consortium. We had a guy that owns a pharmaceutical company here from the Hauppauge Industrial Park. And then we had people from Amity University. And there's actually an Amity Education Center here on Long Island that just recently opened. Yeah. And then the Baptist Temple there too, which we went and saw, which there's a Baptist Temple here on Long Island, and they're building a brand new one in New Jersey. So there's like a lot of synergies happening here. And kudos to Suffolk County for saying, tourism is one of our biggest economic drivers, and we want you there with us to help tell that story. So I went to this expo multiple days, and it was like just nonstop craziness. But the chaos, it's just so different, you guys. Like, so one of the driving is, I'm like always talking about Thomas's driving. I called him. I was like, you would love it here. People just honk constantly. Right. It's like constant honking.
That's so funny.
Everyone's honking. Because
like worse than New York City?
They don't drive in the lanes.
Okay.
Even when there lanes? There are lanes. Okay. But even when there are no other cars around you, they're driving in the middle of the lane. Oh my gosh. Literally in the middle. And everybody just merges together, and it's like cars, and they have those cute like little rickshaw things. They're automated rickshaws. They're adorable. Well, I'll put pictures of them on our Insta. I'll send them to Michael.
Funny. Okay.
So cute. And Lisa and I were like, we want to ride in a rickshaw.
I was just going to say, did you ride one?
No. It was scary. It's like really scary. We almost like constantly murdered people in those things.
Oh my
in the
God.
Cars that we were in.
Oh my God.
And then on the motorcycles were crazy. Motorcycles everywhere. And you pull out, and you pull out of the hotel, and there's like no intersection. There's just like cars coming from every direction.
Oh my gosh.
And everyone's just like lights. Inching and fighting and looking at each other, and like
honking.
I'm like.
Yeah, you must have.
You know what no one does? They don't. No one texts and drives there. That's for sure.
They cannot.
You have to pay attention. And then when we went to the Taj Mahal, we're like rural India. It's just a constant game of chicken. Cars are just coming at you both ways, and it's just like it's
oh my God.
Crazy. And even like the panels that I was on, I'm so used to. I think in America, I'm so used to structure, and like China. Speaking of like structure, so used to like things start at a certain time. Yeah. There's an agenda. You go there. Nope. They're like, we just added you to 3 panels. You're on the agenda now, and you're on the panel. And they're like, oh, I see this person in the audience. Come up, join the panel.
Oh
they're like, add seats, and then in the middle of the panel, they're like fully taking phone calls. They're like, hello, hey, what's up?
Oh no, on stage?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, and they're all like half of them are on their phones talking.
Wow.
And then they'll be like in the middle of the panel, they'll be like, "Oh, someone has to leave early. Everybody stop." And they love it's a lot of pomp and circumstance. You give a gift, and there's like paparazzi take pictures. So then everybody stops and then takes a picture, and then like, okay, and then you talk again. Wait, it's this person. They have to leave. Gosh. They have to leave early. Stop again. I'm like,
so that's why like nothing's on time. Everybody's just like,
I'm like, it was just. And then we were like, okay, trying to break. And they're like, nope, come up. It was constant. We couldn't even have lunch.
Right.
It was nonstop activity. And everyone wanted our photograph. Me and Lisa especially.
Why?
I think because we're women. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was crazy how many, like, we couldn't walk at all.
Without being stopped? Like,
everyone's like, selfie.
Paparazzi.
And I was like, where is, God knows
where your photos are right now?
Picture is. I was like,
imagine.
It was so intense. And all the, like, everyone's grabbing you from every direction constantly. So it was like a week of that.
Yeah.
And
then to be on such a different time zone, so you're probably like exhausted during all of that.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it was like, it was just so, it was such a lot to take in. And my friend from the manufacturing put the same thing on his Facebook. I noticed, like, just overwhelming because it's so terrific. It was so much warmth of the people. Everyone was so gracious.
Yeah.
But then you also see some things, if you've ever seen, like, the movies, like Slumdog Millionaire, and like it really is a different way of life. And you see little children, next to the cars, and like, it's just, when we went to the Taj Mahal, it was incredible. The Taj Mahal was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, it's like looking at the Grand Canyon. It's hard to take it in.
Oh my gosh.
What were you going to say?
I just realized Maya White said I was supposed to go to Taj Mahal. Maybe she thought it was you.
Oh my God. Is that what she said you were going to go?
Yes, remember?
Girl.
You took it for me. Thanks. I took one for the team.
Whoa. But it's like, so it's this juxtaposition of, like, poverty and that kind of thing, and wealth.
Right. You and I were talking about that.
So when we went to the Taj Mahal, it was like 4 hours out of we were in New Delhi.
Right.
And 4-hour drive. And you get to see the rural, and it's so crazy. You're seeing, like, motorcycles, and they put 3 people on a motorcycle, and 2 of them are women on the back, like, sitting side saddle with their beautiful surreys. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing.
Wow.
And they look so gorgeous. And then we got there, and the guide came and told us, like, the last mile getting into the Taj is, like, it's intense.
Right.
And it's all dirt roads and everything, and camels. Like, literally, we almost got in a full
I was going to ask you about
car
that.
accident in New Delhi, in the city. There's a camel just crossing the road with 2 people riding it.
Excuse me.
I was so shocked I couldn't even get my phone out.
Was it like, hump day?
I was like, that was a camel.
Guess what day it is?
Just to add to my, driver stress, there's like camels. Oh my God. It was so crazy. But it was incredible. And everyone was, the most thing is I thought the people were amazing.
Yeah.
You know what they didn't talk about at their expo the whole time is workforce and labor shortages. Right. People there were, like, ready to work.
You said they were
working hard.
Yeah.
I met so many young people, college students. I took my picture with a bunch of them. I'm going to send them to Michael because they were the cutest. And this one girl, I told her I'd give her a shout out. Her name's Priyancha.
Oh.
And she was awesome. She came up to me. She's like, ma'am, I am in events. I'm also getting my degree in PR.
Wow.
I want to meet you. I want to connect with you. And my video wasn't working. I was getting ready to speak and I needed to show my video during the tourism session. And, like, nobody knew what I was talking about. And they all stared at me blankly. And then finally I found someone. And she's like, the person that knows about your video is on lunch. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, my thing's going to start.
Yeah.
And then he just told me. So she saw me, and she saw me struggling. She's like, what can I help you with? And she, like, rounded it up. Next thing you know, video showing. Start. I was like, love her.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, get in my suitcase.
Yeah, let's go.
Come with me.
Let's
Come
go.
on
We're
the plane.
going.
So Priyancha, she's so cute. We were just Instagramming last night. She's like, ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am. I'm like, so cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And then we went to Mohinder, who lives here.
Yes.
We went to his family's house for dinner.
Right. I saw
night.
that on your Facebook. And I'm like, you even got a family dinner?
It was awesome.
That is so awesome.
It was the cutest thing because his family was so gracious and so nice.
Aww.
And it was his aunts. And then he had, like, a 13-year-old great niece, I guess. And Mishka. I was like, Mishka, you live with me now.
You're coming home with me.
I told because there's dogs everywhere, and Thomas was like, honey, whatever you do, don't adopt a dog.
Right.
I'm like, here's the deal. I did not adopt a dog, but I may be bringing home several young women that are going to live in our house now. I mean, Kenzie's room is open. Let's be honest.
Well, let's finish the basement. And
yeah, I was like, also, there's a small village
that is so
that's
coming
now
home.
going to live in our house from New Delhi because they were I loved them. It was just we had given Mohinder's mom, she was so cute, this old lady, and they're all so beautiful in their surreys. And Lisa Black from the county gave like a certification or something, a little certificate that said, basically, thanks for having Mohinder.
Yeah.
That's so cute. And she read it, and she's like, with gratitude for all the work that your son does. The lady was like, she kissed it.
Oh,
she was like so cute.
So proud.
I was like damn near crying. It was the cutest thing.
That is sweet. That is so sweet.
It was awesome. So that, and let's see what else. I ate Indian food.
I was wondering. Also, what did you drink?
That was, oh my God. I don't even know. Oh, so no, what I did is I landed and I stopped at duty free.
Oh, yes.
Before I went, because I figured I'm not going to be going out, obviously, because it's, you know, you have to be careful. And I didn't want to be like in the hotel lobby or anything as a woman. So I stopped duty free to go much. I got like 5 bottles of wine, and then I'm like doing the conversion in the car. I'm like, I just got totally ripped off at the duty free. I paid more for wine than I do in freaking New York. I was like, okay, well, whatever. I guess I'm not leaving my room.
Was it decent wine?
It was good wine.
Oh,
yeah, it was good wine. Yeah. And so I was like, every night I was telling people like, I'm bringing the bottle of wine to the lobby, just or you know, I was like, because may as well. I like shared it with the whole delegation. But there was one moment where we were someplace and they were like, oh, they have this really cool drink called limca, which is like 7-Up, but it's like Squirt, actually. It's more citrusy. Squirt. I know. I love. You don't know what Squirt is, do you? Squirt is
it's like 7-Up.
Do you know what Squirt is, Chris?
Yeah, it's like
the Texas. It's Southern, but it's like a more citrusy Sprite.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. It sounds weird, but so they had limca, and they were like, oh. They don't really drink wine that much there. So they were like limca and vodka. I'm like, sure.
That sounds delicious.
And I don't usually drink hard liquor. So I was like, okay. And then they had these really awesome, like beautiful, big square, like ice cubes. And she's like, ice? And I'm like, sure. And as she's putting it in my glass, like I slow motion realized that you're not supposed to have ice or water.
Oh, right.
Right.
Oh,
you don't drink the water. Everything has to. And I was just like, because I forgot. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. The whole time.
Sweating. You're already sweating.
I was literally freaking out. And I'm like, now I have this giant ice cube in my drink. And I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, I don't want to be rude. You don't want to be rude. What do you say? And I everyone's having full conversations. I'm like, what do I do? That's all I can think about.
I'm really thirsty.
Like, how about now? How about now?
Oh, no.
And they were like, it's alcohol in it. You should be fine. I'm like, should be fine. And I'm like,
do I take that chance? I don't know.
So I finally like waited for a long time and, you know, because fine, I don't need to drink that. And then I was like, can I just switch to a Heineken? No ice.
Heineken Light. Thank you.
Whatever they had. Whatever they were serving. Anything that was like in a bottle. But you had to like brush your teeth with bottled water in a cup. Right. Like it's just so weird to not even run your, you know. Anyway, I came home and I'm like so grateful. It reminds you a lot about like I said on the Facebook that I put, like your liberties, your freedoms, the lifestyle that we have here, clean drinking water, things like that we just take for granted. The fact that we can go out and get a job, and the fact that, you know, women are in the workforce.
Yes. One
of the panels I sat on was Empowering Women panel. And I don't want to go into it too much, but let me just tell you, I almost caused an international incident on this panel. I was working really hard not to. But it's just a different, you know, 50% of their population are women in India, but only 22% are in the workforce. And it's just a different culture. Mm-hmm. And they were very respectful of me and my culture, which was lovely. But it was crazy. All I can tell you is it was crazy. And I was like, wow, this is really happening. And but it just, again, made me realize we just take so much for granted.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but guess what? You know what they did do in India?
What?
They served cappuccino everywhere.
So funny.
I was dying. We're in this like makeshift kind of warehouse. I mean, it was fairly primitive, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're like, do you want a coffee? And I'm like, that would be lovely. Coffee. And they were like, sugar? Yes. And I'm like, expectations low, right?
Yeah, right.
And they're like, would you like a cappuccino? I'm like, what? Yes, I would. The guy brings me a cappuccino with like the heart foam. It's beautiful.
Everything.
It was
my
beautiful.
Goodness.
And it was delicious. And I'm like, India can do it.
Right.
In a dirt floor warehouse.
Arizona.
But the bougie coffee shop in Phoenix doesn't know what a cappuccino is. My head exploded.
So Dan sent me this TikTok. Like, he listened to the pod and he sent me the TikTok of like the difference between a latte and a cappuccino.
Okay.
And he wanted me to send it to you. And I'm like, she's in India. Like, I can't.
Latte is foam.
It's the foam.
Yeah.
It's the difference in the amount of foam.
Has more foam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, it was, anyway, I was like, they had a cappuccino. Oh, and then one more story, and then I'll keep on time. So I'm in the lounge because my hotel room had like lounge access for breakfast and stuff. So I go to the lounge for breakfast one morning, and they start later in India. And I was jet lagged there, so I haven't slept for God knows how long. Right. So I was up and I went to the gym, and I was wearing like a tank top, and then I'm like, at the gym, I thought it was okay, but then nobody else was doing that. So
did you get in trouble?
No, but I was self-conscious about it.
Yeah, aware.
Right. Yeah. And so then I go to the lounge, and I almost thought, like, should I even come in here? And then
that's crazy.
It was, it's weird, and it's just, you have to think about things that we would normally not think about.
Wouldn't think.
Yeah. And I had my Arizona State Sun Devil tank top on. So I go and I'm sitting in the lounge. There's only a few other people in there.
Even worse, you have like a devil on your t-shirt.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Think about that, Kristen. Good job. But it was fine because it was still early, and it was all like Americans in there. I mean, they were all men. Everywhere you go, it's all men. All the employees of the hotel are men.
Wow.
All the housekeeping, even the housekeeping.
Yeah.
They're all men. And they all knew everything about us. They were like, they knew exactly which room everybody was in. They were great. They were all very nice, and they were like, oh, you're Lisa Black's friend, 1718. That's my room. I'm like, ooh, weird.
Creepy. Okay.
But they were great. So I'm in the lounge, and I'm sitting there and minding my own business with my cappuccino, just being quiet. And one of the men walks by me, and he tells the server, and there's like hardly anyone there. He's like, don't serve her because, and I just like froze. And he's like, because that Sun Devil on her shirt. I was like, oh my God. Woo. I didn't know what he was going to say.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly.
And so I was like, oh, what are you, a wildcat? And we started talking, and he was like, oh, whatever. And then I said, I'm from Long Island, but I'm here. They were with the CDC doing stuff for like training India for, whatever. And then this other guy pokes out. They had like these little sections in the lounge where you can like do business, like little cubbies. Yeah. This guy pokes out, and he's like, you're from Long Island?
Oh my God.
I'm from Bayshore.
No.
Or maybe it was Babylon.
That's
Babylon.
So funny.
And I'm like, what?
I'm
like right now you live in Babylon? He's like, sure do. And he's like, my husband works for Grumman.
Wow.
And still, I'm like, Grumman, is they still a thing? And he was like, yeah, remote. And anyway, the guy who's talking to me, he's like, I used to live in Miller Place.
Oh my God. What? That's so funny.
What the heck? And then I was like, this is crazy. I mean, out of like 5 people in the lounge, like
in India.
So I'm leaving, and they're like, bye, Setauket.
I love it. Oh, that's like, so bye. Cute. Aww.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that Long Island community everywhere you go was awesome. So it was an experience. I'm glad I went. I want to thank Suffolk County again, and especially Lisa Black, who's been on the show. She's been on the pod. Yeah. She's a friend, obviously, but she's also the deputy county chief executive or the chief deputy county executive, whatever. And let me tell you, that woman worked hard. As much as I was on, she was the head of the delegation. Yeah. She was the lead, stepping in for county. She was day and night, constantly pulled a million different directions, and man, like a boss lady. By the way, it was crazy. It was really cool to have our delegation represented by women in this. I think
that alone is awesome
because it clearly wasn't happening. There was some cool. There was like this Bollywood star that looked exactly like the John Stamos.
I know. I was like, oh my God, and
that
he did.
Crazy.
He looked exactly like him.
Anyway, there was a lot of stories, and maybe I'll sprinkle them in later on. But the Taj Mahal was amazing. I will tell you that.
Gosh, check. Awesome. I'm so glad to have you back.
I was telling Michael, I was like, they had a professional photographer take some pictures of us there. Those photos will never see the light of day. No.
Your wardrobe.
My wardrobe, which was bad to begin with because it's like completely has zero
flattering
shape
or anything. Yeah,
and it's horrible. Something I would never normally wear. B, I'm drenched, completely drenched in sweat. Like my hair's up, like completely like I'm just took a shower.
Yeah.
Also red, hot.
Right.
Like I think puffy.
Oh my God, I was like, so funny.
These are I can't.
And then we don't have Bree's editor.
Where's Bree? Like, where's the filter?
Where's the filter, Bree?
Bree can. Yeah, Bree.
Oh my God,
no.
Funny. We had her. So I need a new headshot, and she was just this morning. I asked her. I sent her an email last week. I'm like, hey, when you get a chance, can you take a new headshot of me? And she's like, yeah, of course. So she's like, let's do it this morning. I'm gonna go get my water. And she forgot about me. So about 5 minutes before the pod, she's like, let's do it right now. I'm like, now?
Yeah.
My makeup's running. Yeah. My hair is a mess.
Yeah. Oh, my God, it looks good. I told her, I was like, have Bree do it, because the one you did of yourself was awesome.
So cute.
And by the way, you need a new headshot, because one of the things I wanted to say, you were named one of the top 50 women in business.
Cheers.
On Long Island.
Oh, my gosh.
Amazing.
What an amazing achievement.
Yeah, I actually have something for you.
What?
Oh, no. Hold on. Keep going. Tell them about that.
I'm just so excited about that. Like, that's just an incredible achievement I didn't expect at all. When, you know, we're constantly uplifting our employees and things like that. And then I get the email, like, notification. I'm like, what?
I know. It was awesome. And thanks to Justine for helping to write your entry and everything. Cute. I mean, the whole team was so excited to nominate you. And honestly, well-deserved. I mean, you've been here for 20 years and you're a rock star. You're a great leader of this team. So, and plus, like, even for me, I can't go, like, on a whim to India without having you and the confidence and knowing that you're, like, fully basically doing my job while I'm out handling everything. So I brought you something from India.
Yay!
Yay! As a thank you for holding down the fort.
Thank you.
And also, it turns out, it's a congratulatory top 50 women in business.
I love it.
Dual purpose. All right. Yes.
It's a pashmina.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
I know you love wearing black, so I got you something that I thought would be like a pop of color. And look, it's so perfect for fall. Mine and Michael's favorite season, as we were talking about in the pod like last week.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Isn't it so pretty? I thought I saw it and I was like, I feel like it would look good with your coloring.
Beautiful.
Yay! Okay, well, congratulations
Thank you so
to
much.
you. And we get to, of course, then I looked immediately at the date of the celebration, and I'm at the Advocacy Summit, so I can't even come. I'm like, I'm traveling.
Well, it's so funny because you were like, I was sent it to you, and you're like, did you look at the calendar? And I was like, no. And you're like, did you? Well, that's the Advocacy Summit we were supposed to go to.
Yeah, you were supposed to go with me. You were supposed to go with me to that. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go by myself. But, but cheers to you. And speaking of cheers, we are drinking a fabulous wine today. I actually love this wine.
I do too. It's Mcall Wines Pinot Noir. I love a Pinot Noir. It's so nice and light. This silky medium body, concentrated flavor with hints of strawberry, cherry, hibiscus, clove, and vanilla. I love a Pinot Noir because of like the clove hints. Mm-hmm. It is like spicy.
It's nice, and it's just like a light. We're easing our way into the reds.
I'm not ready.
I'm here for it. Here's the deal. Thank goodness it's Labor Day weekend because I need it for my jet lag. I'm just like up at 2 a.m. just chilling. And
yesterday I came in and you're like, I could see it all over your face.
Well, my dark circles.
Well, no, even just like. I know that feeling, like, when you hit that wall and you're like, I can't function any longer. You're like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here today. And I'm like, I think it's time for you to go now.
Yeah. You're like, you should go.
You got to go now.
And it was, I'm trying to stay up, and I went to bar even to try and like wake me up, which helped. And then I'm like, 2 a.m. up, and I'm just crazy. It's funny because I was texting Kenzie because she's 3 hours behind.
Right.
So finally at 3 a.m. there was something on Facebook. I'm like, Facebooking her, and she's like, go to bed, weirdo.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
and I'm like, of course, stalking her on Life 360 so I can see that where she is and that her phone's not charged. And I'm like, charge your phone, weirdo.
Yeah. That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Life 360, I told you Mima, my mother-in-law, like stalks me on everyone on that, which I love. She was, Tom's like, when I went to the Taj Mahal, especially, he's like, Mima is very concerned that you're in rural India. Where are you? She wants to know.
So she's on the Life 360 too?
We put her on it, and we put my dad on it too.
Oh my God.
So we can follow them. Yeah. And they can follow us. And then the second I land at JFK, my flight got in at 6:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. She's like, welcome home.
Aww.
I was like,
She's so cute.
I know.
I love her.
It was really cute. I was like, no, she was the first person welcoming back. I thought the pod was so great last week. I loved hearing you and Michael and Bree talk about everything. Yeah. Although I was saying, you guys, Sharon was trying to say, what are we drinking? And then you still ended up reading the wine. I'm like, you guys, read the wine list.
I'm like, what are we drinking, Michael?
I know. I know. You guys have to know your place. When Sharon's
it's so funny.
You got to read the wine. I was like, it's hard because I want to chime in on everything.
I know. It's hard listening when you're not here, right?
Yeah.
I know. I know the feeling. It's hard.
I know. And then, but I was listening to you talk about celebriTEA, and I was like, girl, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank you.
We can talk about Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah. No, I
did you
didn't
see
even
the
know
trailer?
That. No. I didn't know anything about it.
God.
I was like, what?
You need to look it up.
I thought it was over.
No,
I thought it
there's
ended.
a whole nother season. I know. I thought it ended too, but no.
Well, let me tell you, it hasn't ended here in the United States.
No.
I'm like ready to go to Canada.
I know.
I'm like, where's the ship?
Bring me to the ship.
Because it's scary. I mean, since the last Handmaid's Tale ended and things that have happened here since then, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
100%. But you need to look at that trailer.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. And I totally watched Game of Thrones.
Oh my God.
The first 2 episodes.
Caught up.
And again, especially coming from, a place where I don't want to go into it, but I will say like the panel of women, it was offensive in a way, not purposefully.
Right.
But just because of my culture.
Right.
It was really hard for me to take some of the comments that were provided, and that's just
how you are.
Again, and certainly not meant that way, but I was like, to feel that for the first time. I've never experienced that, really.
You and I talked about that when you got back.
When you feel discrimination for the first time, Michael, I'm sure, could tell you some stories, but I was like, I get it. I totally get it. And then came home and I was like, Game of Thrones, girl power.
Get it, Rhaena.
Mother of Dragons.
What's Rhaenyra? Yeah.
I was like, I'm here for this story.
Are you caught up, though?
Yeah.
Okay, so you watched both episodes.
I was trying to watch another one last night, and I was like, where is it?
So there's only 2 episodes that ended already. Okay.
Yeah. No, I watched them. We watched them both in the first night.
Back. Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
It's such.
And like Michael even said this morning, we caught up, and he's like, "Did you watch?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, even just to have the music, like the same music in the background, like that.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And you're like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
We're back. We're back.
Yes.
We're back.
So celebriTEA, obviously, I'm excited about The Handmaid's Tale. When does it come out?
September 14th.
Okay. All right, good. Because I feel like I've been not only in the desert of India, I've been in like a content desert.
Yeah.
Of TV streaming things. I'm like, struggling.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
I know. But other big news, which Tegan literally called me in India.
Did she?
She's like, Mom. Taylor Swift is dropping her new
next album.
Midnights.
Do you know the whole story behind it?
Yeah, there's something about 13 midnights.
So it's like she would wake up. She has a piano in her room for a reason, right? So she can't sleep. So there you go.
Girl.
Yeah.
I should do that. I'm sure Thomas wouldn't mind.
Get a saxophone. No, she'd get up and she'd write songs. So this is her songs.
Yeah.
When she would wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
When she couldn't sleep.
That's what you do when you're single.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're married, you can't get up and just, play. I guess you could if you're Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Her room's probably big enough.
Right.
To be honest.
She probably has like a
soundproof
area
room that she can go into.
Yeah. No, so that's what the album's all about.
I cannot wait.
Over
I can't
her
wait.
whole career.
So Tegan's already, prepping me for those concert tickets.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
She's like, the tour is 2023, first show.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going.
So save up.
Oh, I love her.
Get your contacts ready. I know. So that is big news for us, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
celebriTEA.
Yeah.
We're on celebriTEA.
I couldn't believe about Nick Cannon, by the way.
What did you think about Nick Cannon?
I had not heard of that. My face melts off. Michael was being sweet about it, but I'm like, come on.
So diplomatic about it. And I'm like,
and I get, no.
Brie and I were like, no, this is like.
But, but I also love it. Like, I'm always like that. You do you, right? And I think Michael is good. Like, no judgment.
Right.
Judgment is bad.
Right.
Okay?
100%.
But there's something mentally wrong with that scenario. You know what I mean?
I don't get it.
Because, and not only mentally, but like, you're not going to be able to be a father or an active parent with that many children.
And
so
they're
you're not
all
thinking,
within so many years apart, right?
Yeah.
So
I just feel like, there's something mentally happening there.
I think so too. I think he's like building an empire.
Yes, control, he said. And also, but he's also right, because it takes two. Like, who are these women?
They're multiple. So
these women are also crazy. Like, who are these crazies?
How much are they getting paid?
I don't care.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, ugh.
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
Honestly, like,
it's a child. You have to raise it for the rest of your life. Is it worth what? How much is it? How much is that worth?
I don't know. But if Richard Gere comes and says, "Hey, I'll pay you however much money,"
are we? I'm sorry. Did we just compare Nick Cannon to Richard Gere? Did that just happen? Because that's not a thing.
Let's unpack that.
I'm telling you that the Bollywood John Stamos is
all right, but Richard
in my book
Gere?
higher than Nick Cannon,
or even John Stamos himself.
John Stamos, no question.
No question.
I mean,
wait a minute.
John
I was
Stamos,
in the nail salon.
If somebody was out there doing that and it was John Stamos, it's like, okay.
It's so funny because you say John Stamos. I say John Stamos. I don't know why. Anyway, I was in the nail salon last week. And do you ever watch General Hospital?
No.
You never
I have watched it. Hope and Bo.
Hope and Bo.
Okay.
Felicia.
No.
Really?
No. I haven't watched it
Felicia
since
and Jack
college.
Wagner got married. Remember?
Okay, Jack Wagner. Remember?
Yeah.
Why? Where's this going?
They're still on General Hospital.
No, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
I was like, what are we talking about?
They're playing General Hospital at the nail salon the other day, and I'm like,
still.
Felicia.
How do you continue?
Lucy's
Cheers
still
to
on
those
there.
writers.
Yeah.
How do you continue to make those people relevant?
And like,
what's that storyline?
How do you continue to make it even worth watching? Because I was watching it and I was like, wow.
Remember when you used to watch soap operas and like the same character would become an evil twin?
Yes.
And they would always play each other as the evil twin. And
I think that was happening actually.
Yeah, it was
I think
awesome.
it was Lucy's
That's some good
showed
acting.
up,
Those are some chops, acting chops, when you can play your own evil
And like
twin.
honestly, what makes you want to be a soap opera actor?
Money. And I think the schedule.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I think they have a rock star schedule, and they make a lot of money. At least they used to. Speaking of, I'm, and I know you're not a big Real Housewives person, but the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is starting back up, and I'm here for it.
You're here for
There's all this tea about Kathy Hilton and her sister.
Yeah.
Is it Alex? Kyle. I knew it was a 4-letter word. Kyle, yes, who is like my favorite. I love Kyle.
Okay.
So
you're here for it.
Oh, I want to watch it for sure. And
wait, I got to ask Bree, did you ever see the Love is Blind, what I was talking about? You watched it? Mm-hmm. Was it good? Oh, my God. Yes.
What'd she do? She put a calendar invite?
Yeah.
The Love is Blind review? Okay.
Yeah, it's like all the characters or cast.
Yeah.
They're all divorced. They're talking about like what
Shock
happened.
And awe. Shock and awe. Everyone in America is shocked. It's like when Kim and Pete didn't work out.
Right? I mean, come on.
Come on. Or like, Demi and Ashton. Shock. Or
they
like
lasted a lot longer than I thought they did.
They were never meant to be.
No.
Or like Alyssa was saying earlier, Leonardo and his girlfriend broke up again.
Yeah, because she turned 25.
Yeah. Like, who saw that coming?
So many memes that are like the White Walker or whatever from like, and they're like Leonardo DiCaprio when his girlfriend turns 25.
I hope that he does a George Clooney, right? George Clooney was like that, right? Starlet, and then he met Amal.
I know.
And Amal is like not only beautiful, she's sophisticated and brilliant, and she is like an international lawyer for children, or she is the real. She like makes him look sad.
Yeah, she does.
I love it. I'm like,
it's so true. Yeah,
he needs to find himself in Amal, not all these models.
But I wonder though, like, what is his like,
Well, he's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, but look at him. Yeah. Lately, he doesn't look like Jack from Titanic.
Bod. He's got dad bod.
I mean, and he just looks haggard.
Yeah. What'd you say, Michael? He's still Leo. I agree. There are certain people like Leo and Tom Cruise, and no matter how crazy or whatever, their passion. They have this passion and this
I'm more
gift.
of like a Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's a hot mess. He's a hot mess express these days. His drama with Angelina.
Listen, I'm
less attractive.
I'm
fine. Listen,
she's a psycho.
When he married her, no,
right?
No.
And you know how
I was Team Aniston.
Yes,
to this day.
Also,
obviously,
yeah, absolutely.
All the men. I remember back then, all the men were like,
because she was Tomb Raider.
She's so beautiful. Yeah. He's like, we're Team Jolie, and I'm like. You if she said 2 words to you, you would be in fetal position in the corner shivering.
Heck yeah.
You would not be able to. That woman is scary.
She like wore your
She is
blood.
not warm.
But like even she played Maleficent. She's an incredible actress.
She's very gifted.
Oh my God.
And gorgeous.
Incredible. Yeah, but you see her in Maleficent and
she's
then
very skinny.
She looks exactly like that with the bones.
Yeah, she's scary. But listen, she's like, no offense to her, she's also done great things internationally with children, and she's done
incredible.
She's done a lot of good work, and I don't know what their drama is, but like, I want none of that. Don't.
But like Jen and Ben got married, and like now all of a sudden there's like who went to the hospital, all this nonsense
I don't know
drama.
No. Mm-mm.
Jen and Ben got married in Georgia.
Know. Yes, and who's in the hospital?
I don't know. There was like ambulances at their wedding. Michael knows.
Was it hot? Like India hot?
I didn't see that. I saw that he was like crying and like drunk or something like on the side.
I don't know, some drama.
I mean, that's pretty much every Long Island wedding.
Yeah, true. They're true Long Islanders.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, is there ever a Long Island wedding with all like EMTs involved?
Right.
Or drunk, or the drunk uncle.
In the corner.
The drunk uncle. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to give you. anxiTEA
Yeah. Okay. School starts.
Yep. That's what I had. School starting. Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I did today. I did the whole, roundup of school supply drop off, which I got, thankfully. Mm-hmm. But they're all in 3 different schools, right? So I had to take Braden to his first, and then Pearl and Everly. But Evie is going to daycare for the first time, so like a preschool. And she cried so much when we left. But I have to show you her picture on her little ID badge. It's hysterical. She's like, I'm like, Evie, say cheese. And oh boy, did she say cheese.
Oh, she's so happy.
She was so happy.
Yeah.
She cried hysterical when we left. I don't want to leave.
Oh, that's so cute.
But I'm telling her, so Jen, who used to work here, is a good friend of mine, right? So I'm telling her, Evie, I got your teacher. Her name is Miss Jen. And she does this whole side-eye talk when she talks. So she's like talking to Pearl, and she's like, Pearl, Aunt Jenny Bear's going to be my teacher. I'm like, it's not Aunt Jenny Bear. It's Miss Jen. Can you say Miss Jen?
Cute.
And so I told the teacher today, I'm like, if she calls you Aunt Jenny Bear at any given time, she's like, I'm so used to it. It's okay. I was like, good.
That's so cute. It's just such a different, Tegan's going to high school, so this is the first year we don't have the list. We just go and get like basic stuff for high school.
Until you get the list when you start in high school?
No. They don't. Their teachers don't have lists usually.
Really?
Yeah, no. You might need a specific calculator, but you organize yourself.
Well, it's so funny. I was in Target the other night getting whatever list, and all the high school students were like, I like this folder, or maybe like, do you think this is going to be enough notes, notebook for me to take my notes?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, no.
Yeah. No, I don't know what we're gonna get a Staples. Every time I go to Target, it's like vultures. It's all picked over. It's like so stressful. We're gonna go. So my other anxiety though, and especially after listening to you guys last week on the pod, like here's the deal. I'm so happy it's Labor Day weekend. I'm gonna spend I think all weekend at the beach. Okay,
yes.
Just chilling and decompressing from the all night,
take your nap.
The honking and the dogs barking constantly, the noise and all of that is crazy.
You heard it in the hotels?
17th floor, girl. 17th floor, constant dog barking, honking. And let me tell you, when you even just get to the hotel, I mean, there's like a giant metal wall that could close at any moment.
What?
And there's armed guards.
What?
That check the trunk of your car when you pull in, and they look at everything. And then just to walk into the hotel, it's airport security. All your purses, all your bags go through security. It is, the intensity of the last week has been real.
Oh, I know.
It's just like pins and needles. And again, we're just so lucky. Like houses that were like Malibu, beautiful houses, but they had barbed wire around them. So then I'm like coming home to our beautiful neighborhoods all around Long Island. And I'm like, they're just out there for exposure. So I'm going to spend all weekend at the beach and just chill out. And then I'm ready for fall. Like bring on my flannels and the pumpkins and my vest, my little North Face vest and the jeans and my cute little ankle boots. I'm ready for it.
I know, you love it.
But I'm also upset that I had this bucket list and I still want to do it in September because you were saying it's still a great time.
Right.
Things I didn't do. I did not go to Fire Island from Patchogue.
You didn't go to Davis Park?
Yeah. Still, this is the thing about living on Long Island. There is so much to do.
Yeah.
And you don't have time. Like I said, I'm like, I loved your all's list of things to do on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Not going to do any of it.
No, I know.
It's so much.
I know. It's so much.
So
and they're
much.
like extravagant.
Yeah.
There's
it was
so much.
awesome. I was like, I want to do every single one of those things.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Right.
And like Alyssa's like, it's beer lovers day on the 7th.
Right.
I mean, I might drink beer.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And you might go to Six Harbor Brewery.
I love, what's your favorite place? Is Six Harbor Brewery? What's your favorite place to drink beer?
Oh, I love Great South Bay.
Oh,
Brewery.
Of course.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That's a good one.
They're awesome. And they always have food trucks and like live music and stuff. And they have seltzers because I don't drink beer. But
yeah.
I love it.
I love beer. We talk so much about wine, but beer on Long Island has, I mean, the beer, David from Clarity of Place, who was wearing his Montauk shirt. Yeah. And like 3 people stopped him.
Did he?
In some other state and was like, Montauk beer is so good.
I love it.
I love to go to the Checkmate, obviously, which is my favorite little dive bar, and drink the beer, and then also Country Corner. Yes. I mean, this is my jam. This is our little village. Yeah. The Country Corner is everything.
There's your introvert.
And it's all like
you don't
local.
Leave your little
5
mile radius.
I don't do it. That's a Long Islander.
Yeah.
I'm a Long Islander. I don't leave my block.
Right.
Okay.
That's so funny.
It's fine. And so beer day, all this great stuff coming up. There's a golf blog.
Yeah, that's awesome because that's a really great fall sport because the sun isn't so scorching, but it's still warm enough.
The humidity dies down.
It's
awesome. So we put all the best places to play golf on our blog. You can check it out.
You know what's so awesome though?
What?
Top Golf.
Oh my God.
Here on Long
I still
Island.
have not been there with my family. We went there we got to do that stuff.
I know. I keep asking Shannon to take a date. You know what it is? September's like a really tough month because everybody's traveling so much. So like you don't want to miss out on half the staff not being there.
I know. September though. So for like Nautical Mile, still didn't go.
Yeah. I can't believe you still didn't go.
I'm stressing about it.
You should do that.
I want to do like everything in September.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. Because it still goes. Like Nautical Mile's still open.
I know. So, but whatever. I don't know if I'm going to get to what I'm going to get to. I didn't even go to Fire Island. I haven't been to Montauk. I haven't been to the venue. It's been such a busy summer.
I know. You know why? I feel like, honestly, August, it happens every year. We say it every year. But August, like you blink and it's over. Mm-hmm. It's like end of school, 4th of July, like that week or two between those dates. Mm-hmm. And then 4th of July, you blink and then boom.
I heard your thing, the memes, and you're so right. It goes so fast. But you know what? This is when I come out, right?
I know.
This is
when you shine.
After September is when I come out of my shell, and I'm like, this is when the winter and all of this on Long Island, I'm like, where am I going to go without the crowds? Michael's giving me the raise the roof.
They love it. I know.
Raise the roof.
Me and Brie are like, no.
Yeah, no, because this is when I'm like, I can't go with that uncha, Hamptons party crowd.
No, but it's not.
I want to go later when things are chill.
Definitely go to Montauk because it's my favorite place.
I got to get out everywhere.
Go to Nautical Mile because it's still running. Doesn't matter whether it's summer or not. It's still there.
Yes. And it's also it's just another reason why I love traveling because it reminds you how much you love coming home.
Yeah.
And why I could never imagine, I don't want to live anywhere else. I love it here. There's still so much I need to do all the time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We're so lucky to live here.
We are so lucky.
I know it's like
here.
what we get paid to say, but honestly, 100% truth.
It's 100% truth. Exactly. I mean, we wouldn't work here if we didn't love it and believe in it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, September, October, best times to be here. Even November, December.
Yeah.
It really is.
So we're going to have a meeting right now about all the new content and places and things we're going to cover for the pod. So keep tuning in because we have so much more to talk about on Long Island. We're just getting started.
So excited.
This is
exactly.
almost, it's full.
It's full.
Okay, let's do this.
Cheers.